Hey buddies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. Today I'm going to show you how to set up, play and review the game Ready Steady Worm. That's Jim Henson's Ready Steady Worm set in the universe of Labyrinth. Now this game is by Riverhorse. It's a 2 to 4 player game, easy complexity, and it's very much like the game Camel Up. It's a dice game, it's a racing game, and it's a betting game. It's a game where you're going to be going around. There are worms, if you remember, from Jim Henson's Labyrinth. And what you're looking to do is basically be aware that sometimes these worms get up to stuff whilst, we're in the labyrinth. So when we're not in the labyrinth, these worms are doing stuff. They're trying to, in this instance, get out. And when they're trying to get out, they're going to score points. They're going to go on a podium, and they're going to score points depending on the position they have on that podium. Now, whilst I'm setting this up, please ensure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, hit the notification bell, also hit the like button, check out the comments, I reply quickly, and also check out the description where you'll find links through to Instagram with over 2,100 photos, as well as Patreon to support the channel, obviously things about upgrades, things like that, and also other things such as the Facebook group. Okay, so this is going to be in the playlist, which is going to be called the How to Set Up, Play and Review. It's also in the Family Weight playlist. There are various other playlists as well, so please check that out. There's about 20 or so playlists. You're going to take all these different characters, they're all going to go in here, all different colours, it doesn't matter. You can play this with an Alexa. You can say, "Hello Alexa," if you happen to have one of those, so have that in mind if you want to. You do have to construct this, which is like a podium, which I must admit I'm still struggling with. And there's even a spare piece, which I'm not sure where that goes. So yes, you're going to have positions 1, 2 and 3, as you might spot there. I'll leave that off to one side for the time being. So in Ready Steady Worm, everybody is going to have one of these secret counters representing one of the colours, and that's the one you secretly want to be betting on. So it's a 2 to 4 player game, so let's say mine is this. Of course, I don't know what other people have. And then depending on whichever player you want to start, maybe the youngest player, you're going to roll dice, and depending on what it is, you're going to be moving. You're also going to be shuffling up these cards, and everybody is going to take 3 cards each initially. You're going to look at them, and based on what you have, remember, based on the fact that I happen to be wanting this colour to win, red or pink, I'm thinking to myself, well, that's not a very good selection. I can start discarding cards, which you do face up, and drawing new cards up to as many as you discard. In this instance, I wanted to discard 2 blue because I already kept a blue. People think, well, he probably hasn't got blue, so I've drawn red and I've drawn green. I'll explain scoring in a moment. So that's happened, and now what's going to happen is I'm going to roll the dice as I've just done. Different things come up on them. For example, move away, go inwards, move sideways, so go sideways in the other direction, etc. Sometimes just do wild. So this is going outwards for yellow. You see yellow goes out, and now I can play a card. In this instance, well, yellow's doing well. I want red to do well, I believe. Let's double check. Yep, so let's discard a different colour card. Well, I don't want to make it obvious that I'm not with blue, so I'll discard a green card and draw a card. Well, that's even better, because that means I'll score better cards, as you'll see in a moment. It's next person's turn. They take their turn, depending on what they do, from this, which is yellow in any direction, so maybe bring them inwards, maybe move them sideways. Something else will then happen. It goes back to me again, so maybe they haven't played a card, and now I'm going to roll a dice. This time it's red, and it's going any direction. In this case, it's bring red. Well, I can go it sideways, or I can bring it outwards. I'll bring it outwards here. I don't want to make out as if I don't want red to win. And then I can play a card or discard a card. I discard a card, and I draw hopefully a better card. Oh, another blue. It's their turn, someone else's turn. Yellow, in this case, moves out again. And then maybe you haven't got a card to play, so that's my turn. Red, any direction. All right, I'll bring it out again. I will discard a blue and draw another card. And then, oh, even better, another double red. So I really want red to do well. And in this instance, I have anything I like to go with anything I like. So in this case, anything I like with anything I like, well, let's have red move out again. And now suddenly I'll discard, no, I'll keep it as it is. Ultimately, eventually one of these things is going to get out, and there's various cards that can help you. Things such as move again in a straight line as far as you like. You could try and block things, choose a wheel and rotate it. Other things as well, such as, swap positions with something else. Move something onto its side, so it takes longer to get up and get away. And then when something does get out, it's going to go on this top step, and you reveal the 3 cards that you have. And anything that scores is going to go under your pawn, so it's going to go under there. And then what's going to happen is you're going to discard the rest of your cards into your discard pile, pick them all up, shuffle it in with the rest of the deck, and then you are going to draw 5 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and discard down to 3. Now red's already out the game, so if red had come up, I'll discard those. In this case, there's that slide. You can move a worm in any direction until it hits an obstacle, including if it goes off the edge. Pole vault, it can jump over a wall. I'm just going to discard a couple of yellows, let's say. Although, to be honest, I'd rather discard a blue because, yeah, yellow's looking quite close to the edge. Oh, draw another blue. How many blues can I keep drawing? Ridiculous. So that keeps going on until the second one comes out, and you do the same thing as before. You reveal the cards, see what we have, put them under here, draw again, shuffle your cards back up, drop to 5, discard down, so you've only got 3 cards, until the third and final worm gets out. Yes, third and final, because that triggers the end of the game, the final worm does not score. So then what else happens? Well, then you look at scoring. So you reveal your cards. Now this is where it gets a bit wonky. So your scoring is the position, so 1 times the amount you have here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, so I score 1 point for that, 2 point, 3 points. So I get 3 points for here, but for coming first, what you get is 2 points times by the position. So if you come first, you get 6 points. You get 4 points for coming second, 2 points for coming third. So I get 6 points for coming first, 7, 8, 9, total score of 9. In the last game, I happened to win with 9 against a score of 8. So that's how it works. Now, depending if you play at 2, 3 or 4 players, it doesn't make a big difference. There's still about the same amount of turns, same amount of action going on with these worms. Sometimes, if of course red comes out and you happen to roll a red, it's a wild. You can use whatever you want. You can have it going inwards, outwards. If you happen to say have blue and it goes outwards and you happen to be here, you bounce and you go inwards again. So that's something to be aware of. You can go inwards. That pretty much summarises up how to set up, play and review. And for the review, it can have a bit of downtime, especially if all the dice being rolled happen to be not very useful. You know, they're things which actually constrict the movement. But still, it's a fun, quick game. Takes under 20 minutes, even with some unlucky dice rolls. And, you know, I think a fair review of giving my classic a very good rating is a 7 out of 10. Easy, quick filler game. It's fun. It's easy to set up as well, as you can see. And as you can see, by the time I've explained it, we're only talking about 7 or so minutes just to kind of get that set up. Yeah, so you could of course choose to play it with Alexa. You could choose to maybe have 2 different secret colours for one person. I managed to not reveal who I was as a colour, and yet the person whose colour I definitely worked out who it was and kind of really messed them over, they still managed to get a score of 8. So it was pretty close. The scoring getting a bit weird. The rulebook's fine, and there's actually some stills from the actual, obviously, film itself. But I think the scoring on the back, some kind of extra matrix would have been really helpful. Nice cards, they're not too thin, not too thick, so that's fine. Dice are big, again, as obviously has lots of dice luck to it as to what you roll, but of course you're mitigating that, and it's quite well balanced in terms of close scoring. Yep, quick, small, fun game this. Like I said, it's like Camel Up. Less thinkiness. I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing. It's down to what you think of that. And again, the way you pack it away is a bit weird because there's no kind of space for these as far as I can see. So just bear that in mind. But yeah, that has been how to set up, play and review the game Ready, Steady, Worm. Hope you enjoyed the video.